The Enigmatic Life of John McAfee, 10 Shocking Facts. John McAfee, the tech icon and creator of McAfee Antivirus, led one of the most scandalous and unpredictable lives in modern history. From his roots in a challenging childhood to his eventual fugitive status, McAfee's life was filled with intense ups and downs. Here are 10 shocking facts about this infamous figure. Fact number 1. A troubled childhood and complex personal life. John David McAfee was born on September 18, 1945, in Cinderford, England, to Donald and Joan McAfee. His father, a soldier stationed in the UK during World War II, moved the family to Virginia, where McAfee spent his youth. Unfortunately, his father's alcoholism and violent tendencies cast a dark shadow over his early life. At 15, McAfee found his father had committed suicide, a trauma he later described as a lifelong source of pain. McAfee's adult relationships reflected this troubled past. He was married multiple times, though details about his early marriages are sparse. His longest-known marriage was to Judy, whom he divorced in 2002 after 3 decades together. Later, in 2013, he married Janice Dyson, a woman he initially met under unconventional circumstances. She was working as a sex worker when McAfee hired her for protection during a time he believed he was being hunted. Dyson remained with him during his final years, facing the turbulent periods and legal troubles together. McAfee also hinted at having numerous children but rarely provided details, maintaining a guarded stance about his family. Number 2. The Antivirus King with a taste for vice. After founding McAfee Associates in 1987, McAfee's antivirus software quickly gained traction, establishing him as a pioneer in the tech world. Selling his stake for $100 million in 1994, he famously later regretted creating antivirus software, calling it intrusive. His newfound wealth fueled a lavish lifestyle of excess, drugs, and experimentation. McAfee's affinity for psychoactive substances became well known, especially after he reportedly experimented with synthetic drugs, including bath salts. At the height of the bath salts controversy, McAfee claimed the stimulant enhanced his mental acuity, though critics argued it fueled his paranoia. His compound in Colorado hosted parties featuring heavy drinking, where he lived out his work hard, play harder mantra. He once stated, "The only regret I have is creating antivirus software," highlighting his rebellion against the corporate world and desire for unconventional freedom. Number 3. Escape to Belize and life in exile. In 2008, McAfee relocated to Belize, seeking a fresh start and experimenting with jungle-based herbal medicine ventures. His jungle labs were built in the heart of the rainforest, surrounded by high security and local guards, reflecting his growing obsession with privacy and paranoia. His residence included booby traps and escape tunnels, rumored to be a safeguard against potential threats. McAfee surrounded himself with an entourage of young women, firearms, and bodyguards. His behavior quickly attracted suspicion from both locals and authorities, culminating in a 2012 police raid where he was briefly detained but later released. Number 4. Murder accusations and a dramatic escape. In 2012, the murder of McAfee's neighbor, Gregory Fall, brought McAfee into the global spotlight. Fall was found dead from a gunshot wound near McAfee's property, and local authorities labeled McAfee as a person of interest. Instead of cooperating with investigators, McAfee fled, claiming a government plot against him. To evade capture, he dyed his hair, used disguises, and even pretended to be a tourist while hiding in plain sight. He later stated, "If they find me, they'll kill me," suggesting a conspiracy at play. His dramatic flight garnered widespread media attention, cementing his image as an elusive, rogue tech mogul. Number 5. An ill-fated presidential campaign. John McAfee ran for president with the Libertarian Party in 2016 and 2020, promoting cryptocurrency, privacy rights, and minimal government intervention. He called his campaign a platform to expose government corruption, advocating for decentralized power through digital currency, which he saw as freedom from government control. McAfee's campaign tactics were unconventional. He often used Twitter to post rants against agencies like the CIA and FBI. In one viral video, he appeared shirtless with a gun, warning of government surveillance, which drew media but led many to dismiss him as a non-serious candidate. Despite limited success, his campaigns left a lasting impression as symbols of anti-establishment defiance. Number 6. Cryptocurrency advocacy and legal trouble. By the late 2010s, McAfee became one of the most outspoken advocates for cryptocurrency. He promoted Bitcoin, predicting it would hit $1 million by 2020 and famously stating he would eat his own D if it didn't. He was also accused of promoting initial coin offerings, ICOs, on Twitter for large undisclosed fees, drawing scrutiny from the SEC. In 2020, he faced charges for tax evasion and securities fraud. His involvement with cryptocurrency, while polarizing, became a core part of his legacy as a disruptive figure challenging conventional financial systems. Number 7. Arrest in Spain and mysterious death. McAfee's legal troubles culminated in his October 2020 arrest in Barcelona on a U.S. warrant for tax evasion. Facing extradition, he tweeted ominously that he would never make it out alive if returned to the U.S. On June 23, 2021, McAfee was found dead in his Spanish prison cell in an apparent suicide by hanging. However, the circumstances surrounding his death sparked controversy. His wife, Janice, publicly questioned the suicide ruling, and many online claimed foul play, pointing to McAfee's previous tweets, "If I hang myself, a la Epstein, it will be no fault of mine." Some theories allege that McAfee was silenced due to his knowledge of government corruption. Others suggest his possible connections to the Clintons, with conspiracy theorists speculating that he held sensitive information on the family. His death remains clouded in suspicion, with many believing it was anything but straightforward. Number 8. Rumors of a fake death and the dead man's switch. Prior to his death, McAfee had teased that he possessed a dead man's switch that would activate upon his death, releasing incriminating information. Some supporters believe McAfee faked his death to escape extradition, claiming that his switch might hold damning secrets about high-profile figures, including the Clintons. Although no such data has been released, McAfee's cryptic messages and the mystery surrounding his death continue to fuel theories that he may have orchestrated an elaborate escape or possessed a trove of hidden knowledge that powerful individuals wanted buried. Number 9. The McAfee bodyguards and an alleged harem. During his time in Belize, McAfee employed numerous bodyguards and reportedly engaged in relationships with several young women simultaneously. Local media in Belize described him as living a Lord of the Flies lifestyle, surrounding himself with women, most of whom were much younger and often impoverished. McAfee openly acknowledged his relationships with these women, some of whom he financially supported. "I am the ruler of my world," he boasted, displaying his lifestyle with a mix of pride and defiance. His relationships, often highlighted by the press, became symbols of his hedonistic and unconventional life choices. Number 10. Claims of surveillance and government targeting. McAfee's paranoia about government surveillance was a constant in his later years. He claimed the CIA, FBI, and international agencies monitored him, particularly as he became more vocal about cryptocurrency and privacy rights. "The US government hates me because I stand for freedom," he said, describing himself as a thorn in their side. Some saw his claims as exaggerations, while others viewed him as a freedom fighter opposing government overreach. His outspoken defiance added to his cult-like following and underscored his image as a renegade tech mogul who, in his own words, would rather die on his feet than live on his knees.